Good morning students, welcome to today's maths class. Today we'll be discussing about partial fraction. I request all of you to take maths classwork, textbook, so that along with this video you can take the notes. What is the meaning of partial fraction? Any proper fraction can be expressed as the sum of other fractions. Okay, any proper fraction which you can express sum. Sum means addition of the other fractions. For example, okay, if I'm going to take this example, 3x minus 5 divided by x minus 1 times x minus 2 is equal to, I can write this as, since in the denominator we have two factors, I can write this as a divided by x minus 1 plus b divided by x minus 2. So this is an example of partial fraction. Okay students, it's very important even for your class 12. So you should know what are the basics of partial fractions. Okay, I'll explain the steps later in the video. Okay, so basically partial fraction is nothing but any proper fraction which can be expressed as sum of other fractions. So here we have to find the value of a and b, and finally we have to substitute. Okay, I'll explain the steps later. So I got a is 2 and b is 1. Just substitute and you can write it as 2 by x minus 1 plus b. What is b? 1 by x minus 2. Okay students, so this is called partial fractions. Now you should know some of the basic definition of fractions. So we'll see first what is a proper fraction. Okay, a proper fraction is one in which the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. This is called proper fraction. Okay, don't get puzzled. Okay, keep in memory. Proper fraction is a fraction in which the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. For example, okay, if you take this example, 5x minus 7 divided by x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, here the degree of the numerator is equal to, so you have to see the power of x. So what is the power of x here? 1. This is the degree of the numerator. And see the degree of the denominator. The degree of the denominator is 2. Okay, so obviously 1 is less than 2. Okay, which means the numerator degree is less than the denominator degree. So what kind of fraction it is? Yes, it is a proper fraction. Understood students? Similarly, if you say the second example, 2x square plus 3 divided by x to the power 4 minus 5x. Okay, I want you to tell me what is the degree or the power of the numerator. What is the power of the numerator here? 2. And what is the degree of the denominator? 4. So numerator degree is less than the denominator degree. So it is, because the power of numerator is 2, the power of highest power of x is 2. In the denominator, the highest power of x is 4. Okay, so it is a proper fraction. You can take down the definition. A proper fraction is one in which the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. Understood students? So this is the definition of proper fraction. Now we will see what is improper fraction. What is that? Improper fraction. Improper fraction here, just the opposite of proper fraction. In proper fraction, the degree of the numerator was less than the degree of the denominator. But in improper fraction, the degree of the numerator is greater than or equal to the degree of the denominator. That is called improper fraction. For example, you can take this example: 2x cubed plus 6x square minus 9x square divided by x square minus 3x plus 2. What is the numerator degree? Degree of numerator is equal to highest degree of x is 3. Corrections. And what is the degree of the denominator? The highest degree is 2. So here numerator is greater than the denominator. Degree of the numerator is greater than the degree of the denominator. So it is an improper fraction. Understood, students? Similarly, next example, x square plus 7x plus 8. So here the numerator degree is 2. The denominator degree is also 2. So both has the equal power. So here numerator degree of numerator is equal to the degree of denominator. So this is also an improper fraction. Okay, so you should identify, because in partial fractions we have several types of partial fraction to solve. So you should know whether the given fraction is a proper fraction or an improper fraction. Based on that, we have to solve. Okay, students. So what we discussed about partial fraction. What is partial fraction? Any proper fraction which can be expressed as the sum of other fractions. Okay, if you take this example, we can write this as the denominator has 2 factors, x minus 1 times x minus 2. I can write this as a by x minus 1 plus b by x minus 2. It is a sum of 2 fractions. Okay, so this is an example of partial fraction. This is how we are going to express the given fraction in terms of partial fraction. Then we discussed about a proper fraction and improper fraction. What is a proper fraction? A proper fraction is one in which the degree of the numerator is less than the degree of the denominator. Okay, that's very important. You should not get confused. Okay, and what is improper fraction? The degree of the numerator is greater than or equal to the degree of the denominator. Okay, students, so in my next video we'll see how to resolve a given fraction into partial fractions. Thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.